Hi guys, I haven't done a video in a while. In fact, I've only done two videos since I started my channel. I think I did my video early June, basically before this flush happened. And I actually thought it would happen. And as you can see, a lot has happened since. In fact, we're almost back to retest the previous low. So I'll start with the markets. I'm going to focus on the general markets, the dollar and the metals, gold, silver, and the miners. Today is a pretty crazy day. It's post FOMC, although every day's been pretty crazy. So, I mean, I thought this would happen. It did. We flushed. I avoided the drop, but actually I did buy a bit of what I thought was a bit of a bottom around here. I've actually forgotten where, but I remember now that I actually bought a bit too high since this flush. So I kind of made a bit of a mistake. But anyway, I always buy in tranches. So it's never all in. It's usually sort of 10-15% tranches. And I'm usually selling the pop where I think resistance is, which is this downtrend line. Now I'm looking at the SPY right now, but it's applicable to all the markets and what I'm trading at the moment, although I do have stocks in different sectors, but gold, silver, and the miners, I'll get to that in a bit. But they all generally follow the same pattern, especially when you have crazy markets. I mean, you have a lot of good, fundamentally strong stocks that should be going up. I mean, commodities should be going up, right, when there's inflation. But at the moment, the market seems to believe that the central banks will raise interest rates to stop inflation, and therefore commodities, gold, silver get hit. But I don't think they're going to raise interest rates high enough. Definitely not higher than inflation. So, but anyway, you just have to play the markets and you can always get a better entry point. So at the moment, my strategy is to sell the pops. Today is, well, we've had a few days where sort of FOMC or a Fed meeting, it looks strong and the next day it comes all the way back down. So I'm going to ignore the news and I'm just going to trade the charts. I think we'll get to 390 in the SPY and then maybe a fake breakout will basically roll over again. But the S&P is pretty strong today. What's happened, in fact, I'm going to move away from the S&P, the Dow, they're all following the same pattern. So I don't need to go through all of them. You can see the Nasdaq's a bit stronger, at least. It's already at resistance, actually. And the SPY goes up a bit more, then the Nasdaq might break out a little bit. Who knows? But I think we're going to, at some point, maybe now, but at some point, we'll have one of these periods where it breaks out of the downtrend and everyone thinks, oh my God, the bottom's in, and it goes really high. And then look what happens. Back to reality. So we could have one of those where we go back, where am I now? The Nasdaq 315, just underneath 315, and there's resistance. On the Dow, who knows, it would probably be just under 33,000. The SPY, let's call it 407, 410 psychologically. So around this area, it could happen, So I think I will be selling here my miners. I'll be trimming. If it goes higher, I've got a lot more to trim. So I'm happy either way. Ultimately, I just want to buy as much as I can, as cheap as I can. You'll never get the top of the bottom. Now, that's the markets. I actually want to focus on gold, silver, and the miners mainly, because they've really taken an ass whooping, especially silver. I'm going to start with silver, and you can see silver is green today, and gold is down almost 1.5%. That's extremely rare. I mean, if gold is down 1%, silver is usually down 3 or something. And we saw that the last few days, but silver is back at its breakout of the post-pandemic. It really is there. And that's actually why I bought some. I bought some today. I bought more today. And I actually bought silver stocks. So EXK, FSM. I'll go through those a bit later, but specifically silver stocks I bought because if silver is green, I mean, that's saying something. Gold, I mean, gold's been really strong compared to silver. You can see it's not yet at its post-pandemic breakout. I'm going to call it just under around 1700, but it's actually quite close now. And I think we almost touched what I think is a trend line, 1720-ish. Below that, 1680. I mean, we can see we've hit that 3 times, or at least that's going to be strong support. But with silver being strong, I can't really see gold going down more. Unless the dollar, which by the way, has done a serious breakout. So we could see it was hitting its head at 105 and now it's gone up. And to be honest, It's kind of blue skies. I think it's 108. Next resistance, not really much here, but 108.5 on the weekly. And then it's straight to 118, 120. But the dollar index is based on the euro, Japanese yen. You know, you got to look at those. I'm not going to get into those right now. I don't want to make it a really long video. But suffice to say, the dollar remains very, very strong. I mean, look, the euro is at 101.5 or something. The euro could end up being less than the dollar. We could get there, and that will make a lot of headlines. So, you know, next week you could have the dollar still going up and it's worth more than the euro. That'd be crazy, which should put pressure on gold and silver. But I'm looking for a quick 2 or 3 day pop in all things gold and silver related, mainly because of silver. I do think that it's a bit overdone, and you could have, you know, gold being down 1% and the miners green. I could imagine a day like that. I mean, when things are oversold or it's been volatile for too long, you could have some assets just that should be correlated not being correlated, and there's a lot of opportunity to make money. So anyway, the markets have flushed since my last video. They're stabilizing a bit. I'm talking about the general markets. It could go up a little bit more. I don't know if they'll break out of this zone. Sorry, of this zone here. The Nasdaq's already there, as we already saw. So it could just break out a little bit more. And you know, how much of a move would that be in the markets? A little 5% or so. Yeah, 5%. That's all you need for something that's been totally oversold, like the GDXJ, and the GDX haven't shown you this yet. Obviously following gold and silver patterns. But I think, and also actually, if we look at the GDXJ and the GDX, what I've identified as patterns, so let's as levels, so 28 here, I think 28 and 26 is GDXJ, and GDX 26, and we're at 26 on GDX, and that alone should provide support for the GDXJ. I mean, they're basically siblings. So, you know, and I don't want to get too greedy, like, oh, I want to wait for the GDXJ to go down to 28. What is that? You know, from where it is now, you know, okay, that's quite a bit. But I think GDX will provide support. GDX plus the fact that silver is green and being slaughtered. I'll buy more if they go down. I'm buying this area. I mean, you know, if you're a believer in the metals long term and you're not buying here, then you don't believe your own thesis, and then you should maybe just get out. But I don't want to get out. I'll trade around it, but ultimately I want to be in for, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 years or something. But I like to maximize my profit. So yeah, I bought today because of the GDX and because of silver. Even though the dollar looks really good, it could be a bit of a head fake and come back down. I just think the markets will go a bit higher. I think silver will go higher. I think GDX will go higher for 1, 2, 3 days. So yeah, I bought. What did I buy? And I have gotten my ass kicked a little bit in the last few days, but that's the strategy. I mean, the strategy is not to get your ass kicked, but to buy when they get destroyed a bit more. I mean, I've still got maybe, I've only got about 50% of what I want to put into the miners. I haven't gone through my life story, but I did sell as they popped all the way up until $2,000, and I bought back in and I've got a lot more ammo. So I'm happy seeing it go down, specifically to buy. So I bought, what did I buy? I bought Fortuna, EXK, CDE, AG. I bought that yesterday, these 4 yesterday. And then I bought the SEAM yesterday. I bought Nico Eagle, Wheaton Precious Metals, Pan American Silver. I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail why and at what price, but First Majestic yesterday was 64 something. It was basically the low. Fortuna is where it is now, although yesterday you can see it kind of was the low of day around. So I'm kind of flat, a bit up on CDE, but I'm sure that tomorrow they'll be up a bit, and I'm looking to sell. Well, I'm not going to do it by individual chart. I sell judged on the GDXJ or the GDX. And let's say the equivalent of what I expect to happen in the markets would be, you know, the GDX going back up to previous breakdown. I think we can see an 8% move in the next 2-3 days. GDXJ, probably a bit more, 10 or something. Could even go a bit higher, especially if silver goes up. The GDXJ seems to move up a lot more when silver goes up because a lot of the juniors are in silver. So yeah, I'm looking for a nice 6% move in silver. It's asking quite a lot. Yeah, over several days, 2-3 days, and maybe double that in the miners. And I'll be selling, I'll be trimming my miners, 10% out, basically what I bought. If it goes higher, I sell more. If it goes even higher, I'll sell a lot more and I'll sell some silver. If it goes even higher than that, I'll probably go short. I don't know, but I think there's trades you can do on the way up. And on the way down, I've still got ammo, so I'm quite happy. And yeah, I don't want to make it a long video, but that's my plan. That's what I've been up to, and that's what I think is going to happen to the market. So good luck, everyone. And I'll share another video. I'm going to try and do daily videos. I'm really enjoying it. So good luck, everyone.